Well, first thing on Jackson Merrill, I said at the beginning of the year, if we are talking about wins and losses, and it's specifically on offense, and the first thing we talk about is Jackson Merrill, that's not fair to Jackson Merrill. He is a 20-year-old rookie. He is a guy that if you put in a position to have to produce a lot, and if he doesn't come through, that's on the team. That's not on Jackson Merrill. That's on the team. They're supposed to put him in positions to succeed. That's why I've been seeing a little bit of this around, like, oh, let's move Jackson Merrill to the top of the lineup. The second you move Jackson Merrill to the top of the lineup, you're doing exactly what you don't really want to do for a 20-year-old, is put all this pressure on him to produce. Because when you're in the top of the lineup, or if you're closer to the middle of the lineup, the pressure gets high, like the pressure goes up. You are then going to be put in a lot of positions to succeed with runners in scoring position, or, whatever the case may be, that the drive-in runs, power threat. And for me right now, just let him be. Let him play. If he's hitting eighth and ninth and he's doing what he's doing right now, his 4-hit day yesterday was amazing. He's hitting, I think, 324 on the season. It's only 30-something at bats, but still, like, let him succeed down at the bottom of the lineup. The thing you want with young guys is to give them all the confidence in the world. And 30-something at bats isn't like a lot of time. If this was like 150 at bats and he's hitting 324, then yeah, we can have a conversation about it. But 30-something at bats is not enough time to, I think, put him in a position where the pressure is going to go up for Jackson Merrill in this lineup. So for me, keep him in the 8-9 spot. Let him do his thing. Just let him be. And don't have to put a pressure on him right away.
Okay, I totally understand that point, but if we're in the business of winning baseball games and Jackson Merrill is one of your best offensive players, he's having good at-bats, and that's not happening good enough for Xander Bogaerts right now. Ha-Sung Kim, people say, put him in the leadoff spot. Well, look how he's swinging the bat right now. Like, it's not that great. Where with Merrill, it's not like this is someone that I'm worried about his confidence. I'm not worried about that. And he's going to be facing Logan Webb still hitting in the 9 spot. And so if you're giving one of your better offensive players more chances to impact you positively offensively, I think you do that. I don't think if it was Graham Pauley, maybe I'd have a little bit more pause, but maybe it's just the Jackson Merrill personality and seeing some of his quotes and just watching the at-bats. It feels like to me, he would think of it more as pressure is a privilege than to be, oh man, I'm going to be pressing now because, they're expecting more out of me in the leadoff spot. I think he expects a lot out of himself anyway.
Again, 34 at bats. He's done great. But for me, just continue to get his confidence up, continue to make sure that he is going to perform, because he can easily go into an 0 for 20 slump. We don't really know the extent of Jackson Merrill yet. It's 34 at bats. He's done great in those 34 at bats. You like it. I think you still need more time and do this thing properly, because the last thing you want to do, the last thing that AJ Preller, while he's still here, wants to do is put this guy in a position where if he fails, it becomes even worse. And if he's going to fail, let him do it at his own, let him be in the 8-9 spot right now. Moving him up in the order, probably something they're going to do later in the season. Maybe they do it as early as today. I don't know. But for me, I just let him do his thing and continue to perform like he is right now. And then we can have that conversation down the road. Manny Machado, the what?
Yeah. Hang on. We'll talk about Manny, but with Merrill there and you're hitting on Preller. So with Merrill moving up to lead up, so he's succeeding right now with AJ Preller as the GM and Merrill's in the lineup. Him going to the leadoff spot, we're going to point at AJ for Merrill. Let's say he struggles. We're going to point towards AJ.
We're going to point towards the organization. What I'm saying is AJ needs, in order to still remain the GM of this team, obviously he needs this team to make the postseason. But another thing is they need these young guys to develop. They need these young guys to stick. They can't be flashes in the pan. They have to stick for long periods of time, because if they don't, then this team's in trouble. And one of those guys that they have to have stick and they have to have produce and develop is Jackson Merrill.
Yeah.
And the one thing that Preller and this organization have done is push guys too fast sometimes, and they end up fizzling out. I just don't want to see that with Jackson Merrill. It was already kind of a risk to bring him up in the first place and have him starting in center field. And he has so far, 34 bats, so far has proven them right. But that's not all of a sudden with just 34 bats, say, leadoff hitter.
Yeah.
Give him time.
I wonder what Tatis in 2019, because he was at the bottom of the order, when did he start to hit at the top of the order in 2019? I wonder that. Yeah.
Well, we're not going to compare Tatis to Merrill here.
No, but I'm thinking like position in the order, top prospect, valuable to your franchise. I get it's like a different year, 2019, that situation compared to now, but I just wonder how long did it take for the Padres to give the okay for Tatis to go to the top of the order?
I get what you're trying to say, but even if I look at this lineup right now, there's still two other guys I would put in leadoff spot over Jackson Merrill, and that's Ha-Seong Kim and Fernando Tatis Jr. Like,
Tatis is definitely fair. Yeah, for sure.
I think Tatis, his numbers prove it that he's an amazing leadoff hitter. Just look at his numbers. Ha-Seong Kim, when he kind of, took off last year, it was because he was in the leadoff spot. I don't think
this. Tatis, he led off. This I just picked out a random date in April 20th. He was already leading off.
But also look at that team. Let me look at that team, Ben.
Yeah, I know.
That's
my mind just went to Tatis while you were talking about that whole Merrill thing, and maybe move him up. That's just where it went. But yeah, I totally understand the differences. And
there was no one. I don't think any player in that 2019 lineup, and I can't remember all the players there.
Jose Pirela?
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody in that 2019 lineup where I'm like, yeah, that could be the leadoff hitter over Tatis. Like, I mean, it's different with this lineup as well.
Yeah.